Good evening, peeps. I'm Auriel Grace, and this is a spiritual show. And tonight we're talking about love and ascension. So I wanted to talk about ascension in March because, for a lot of Christian people, we're going through Lent. And so I just, sorry, Uh, I wanted to talk about it a little bit tonight and how we ascend through love. So it'll be very fun for us. All right. I'm pretty excited. I've got some stuff here that I'm going to show you and everything. So, anyway, all right. Now, the newsletter went out today, and we're going to talk a little bit. I have a little bit about like something that we talked about in the newsletter here tonight. It'll be fun for us. I even have like a little diagram and stuff. Hey, Mary, 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 Bowberry, Banana, Fana, Fairy, Mary. Okay, so the newsletter went out today. Um, if you want the newsletter and you don't get the newsletter, you can always go to my website at aurielgrace.net. It's on the front page, the landing page. You can sign up for the newsletter there. I only send the newsletter out usually once a month. Yeah. Because the rest of the time I blog during the month. And so if you want more from me, like in writing and stuff, you can check out the blog on my website at aurielgrace.net too. And that has all the show notes and everything in it. And sometimes other stuff as well. So you could check that out. So I've got, let me see, I have images. Let me see if I can bring them up. Oops, wrong thing. Okay, so here we go. So the Love Book has been published. And thank you for all of you who have bought the Love Book. Woohoo! I'm so grateful. So the Love Book is out, and part of what we did in February, what we covered in February, was from the Love Book. Tonight, the information that I'm going to be sharing with you is from the Love Book. So, and then after this, we'll probably won't be using the Love Book so much because we're going to start doing some cool stuff. My friend Anissa actually inspired this. So this year, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be debunking some new age ideas because a lot of you asked me about it, and some of these ideas have put you in fear. And so I don't want you to be in fear. I want you to be in a place of love. And so if you understand the ideas better, maybe then you won't be so fearful of them. Okay. So I'm going to be doing that starting mid-March, and we're going to roll with it. We're going to debunk some stuff, okay? We are not new age people, right? We're spiritual people. Got to get that straight. All right. So, and during any parts of the shows, if you have questions, please ask. Ask the questions. If I have an answer for you, I will give it to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the Love Book is up. Thank you so much for everyone who has bought the Love Book. I'm like so grateful. And when you finish doing your homework and everything, and you want to leave a review, please leave those reviews on Amazon. They really help a bunch. Any author that you read from Amazon, it really helps them. So please leave reviews. All right. So the Diva Chronicles is going to be on sale, the Kindle version, this week. I think it's for all 3 books for the Kindle version. It's like $2.98 or something like that. The first one will be free. And then the other two are going to be 99 cents. So yeah, $1.98 for all three. And that's the Kindle version. Um, Almost all of my books are Audible books as well. They're $3.99 because that's how much it has to be on Audible. That's the lowest price it can be on Audible is $3.99. So go check that out. All right. So the Diva Chronicles goes on sale on Thursday. All righty. We got some other books this month coming up that will be on sale as well. You want to check that out. Just hit the contents events tab on my website and you'll see when all the books go on sale, because I think there's like 8 books that are going to be on sale in March. All right. So check this out. Why don't you check this out? This is my stick figure that I made. And this is my go vertical diagram. I know I'm such a great artist, right? So when my son, my youngest son, was little, he was a wild and crazy little dude. I mean, and I mean that in the in a fun way. And sometimes we would have to like get him to settle down. And so one of the things that we would tell him is to go vertical. What go vertical means is that you take a breath, you get centered, you balance yourself out, you ground yourself, and you start breathing through your heart. So that's why we have the little arrows there. You ground to earth, right? You move up through your chakras and you connect to source. When you're grounded to earth and you're connected to source, and that energy is always flowing through you and around you, you're present, you're aware, you raise your awareness. And so that's why it's so important for you to be centered, balanced, grounded, however which way, connected to source. Whatever words you use those words and really visualize yourself being present. It helps your whole day, right? And so if you do that, this is your handy tip, right? This is your handy psychic tip for today. So this can help you so much too, because those of you who are wanting to use your intuition more or become better at it, perfecting it, the best way you are able to use your intuition is by being present, being grounded, and connected to source and allowing that energy to flow through you and all around you. Okay. So if you're working on your intuition, try this. Really focus on grounding, connection, and allowing the energy to just flow. And for those of you who have learned Reiki, you also know this is important. So if you're a Reiki practitioner, this is really important for you to do, because when you are doing Reiki, you have to be grounded, you have to be connected to source so that you can have that energy flowing through you, have the universal life force energy flowing through you. Hey Penny, haven't seen you in a while. How you doing? So try this, okay? Try this. Yeah, he was a rascal. Yep, that was Risk. He was a rascal. So try thinking about this. I'm going to be sharing this diagram around. I've actually updated the diagram. The diagram used to be different, but today I was like trying to figure out how to explain this when I was writing the newsletter, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need a new diagram. So this is the go vertical one. All right, this is the go vertical image. Go vertical. Remind yourself to do that. It's important. It is. Okay. All right. So let me go over here and get this down. Okay. And then bring me back up. All right. So Is everybody vertical? Okay. So we're going to be talking about ascension tonight. Hey, Iris. Iris. All right. So I'm going to go over a bunch of stuff about ascension with you. If you want to see the show notes tomorrow to read them, to go over it again, you can go to the website and click on the Clarity 101 tab. That will show you all the blogs there. I'll be sharing the blog as well in the afternoon. Thank you. I thought, you know what? It's March. We need flowers. You're vertical. Rock on, Penny. so yeah, so I'm gonna see if I can like do this with my other flowers. I had to carefully do it. Gotta hold my head at like balance my head with my flowers. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about ascension and love. All right, because both of them go together. And so ascension is a process. It is a process. It's not just one event. It is not something that just is going to happen, right? It's something that happens over time, and we're not racing to it. We're not racing through ascension. You can't do that. It doesn't work like that. So it's a process of raising your consciousness. Ascension is embodiment, living from love rather than fear. Okay, ascension is awareness of who you truly are in your heart, your truth, and how you express yourself to the world. So ascension happens through love. It does. Conscious love. Like, okay. So it's a journey. It's your whole life. It's your other lifetimes too. It's going through lifetimes of that, because all of our ascended masters, they didn't just live the one life and ascended. They lived other lives, and their understanding and their awareness and their consciousness in each lifetime, they learned about living. And that is how we ascend. We ascend by living. So I had in Colorado, I had a bunch of friends that were, you know, fun, and they had different ideas. But I had one friend who was really cool. She was a wise woman, and so she understood medicine. She understood blood. Really, she had this really cool microscope in her house where she could actually examine live blood cells. And my youngest son, he was having like eczema really bad one year, and we needed to figure out, why was he having it so bad. So we went up to her house, and she showed us his live blood cells. It was so cool. She took, she like pricked his finger, and she had them on a slide, and we saw them moving around. It was pretty cool. But she showed us what healthy blood cells look like and what his blood cells look like, and they didn't look that great. So she put him on a diet, and she gave us some Chinese herbs, and she told him to do some things to help himself. And he did. He did. Um, the cool, she was such a cool lady. We all lived off the grid, and her house was an off the grid house. She had solar panels. She had a greenhouse. She grew orchids and fruits and vegetables in the greenhouse. Plus, she had a garden as well. And even after we moved away from that neighborhood, we moved into town, she continued to do her business and stuff. And she really did help a lot of people. Um, she really helped my son. He was very itchy, but within a month, he was not itchy anymore because he did what she told him to do. So, but this lady who was really awesome, she got in the mindset, she was really focused on her ascension, and her mindset was that she could not eat food from the grocery store because it was not pure enough. And in order to ascend, her body had to be purified. So whatever she put in her body had to be pure. She even would sometimes argue with the water truck guy about, because they had to have water, we had to have water delivered up there. And so she would argue with the water truck guy about how pure the water was, and she wouldn't drink it. Over time, she was when we first met her, she was very robust. She was very healthy looking. She had padding. uh, but the last time I saw her, she was skeletal because she convinced herself that the food from outside of what she grew was toxic. And in order to ascend, she only could have that pure food. So this is not so. That I mean, eat good food for sure. Eat a good diet for sure. Take care of yourself for sure. But you do not have to go to that extreme in order to ascend. Okay? Some people will tell you that. Some people will say, oh, well, we're ascending, so we're only living off of air. Good, good. You go ahead and do that. Let me know when you're starving, okay? So there are so many weird things out there about people that are working on their ascension. I had another friend who was ill, and a lot of people in Pagosa gave her a hard time about this, but she would go to the hospital every 2 weeks and get her, whatever they did at the hospital. I don't, she never told me what was going on, but I knew she had to have treatments, and she would go to the hospital, have her treatments, and come home, and then she would rest for a few days, and she would be fine. So many people gave her a hard time about that because how was she going to ascend if she had all those toxins in her body? She would be too toxic. That's baloney. Sarah actually lived longer than everybody else in that group. And, she lived well and she was happy. And so some people will say to you, if you need medicine, if you need chemotherapy, or if you need radiation, or if you need something, one of the things that Sarah said is that everything comes from God. Everything comes from God. Our little ideas and stuff like that. Why? Because we have that within us, right? So all of this good stuff, this good medicine, and it just depends on the person. It depends on you and how you feel about the medicine. If you don't feel right about the medicine truly within your heart, then think of an alternate way. But if you feel like this medicine is going to help you, do not let other people get in the way of you getting help, okay? Because that is an individual thing. And it has nothing to do with ascension. All right. So ascension happens through love, conscious love. So it's a journey, like I said, choosing presence with love. All right. With every step we take, just like the monks, the Walk for Peace monks. Look at them. Each step that they took was a step of peace and presence. Isn't that cool? Like, they're so cool. They're like my heroes right now. Okay. So I don't want to start talking about them because they're so awesome. Anyway, so you cannot ascend beyond the level of love you offer yourself. That is the main thing. Loving self. So you cannot ascend beyond the level of love you have for yourself. So think about that. Like, how much do you love yourself? Like, what do you do for yourself? How do you treat yourself? What are your thoughts like? Think about it. So self-love is the gateway to ascension, basically. And through self-love, you develop deeper intuition, and empathic abilities. For all those people that are healers out there, all right? Okay. So we learn discernment, loving boundaries, and taking care of ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. However, which way you want to do that, however you choose. Ascension is a constant energy, it's a constant thing. You're always ascending, it's constant. It is not just, like I said, one thing, right? So, as you align your thoughts, emotions, body, and soul, remember your connection to source, whatever you call that, right? I try to stay neutral because some people get all kind of freaky with me and stuff and tell me I'm going to hell and stuff, but whatever you want to call it. All right. So, ascension isn't always being positive. Some people think that, oh, I'm never going to ascend because I'm not positive enough. No, it's not it. False positive doesn't work. You have to just be authentically who you are in the moment, however that looks like. If people don't like it, too bad for them. It's you, who you are, and how you accept yourself. Okay. So you don't have to be all like positive and woo woo and all the time, right? You got to be real. All right. Here's the other thing that I've heard. I've heard so many stories about ascension. Like, um, there's another Earth that we're all only the good people are going to this other Earth that is exactly like our Earth, and like the government knows about it, and they're all going to gather everybody up, and they're going to go to the other Earth. Not going to happen. Okay. And then there are other groups that feel like, their savior is coming to save them. Okay. So I'm going to read this to you. This is from my book that is falling apart. It's called Lord Sananda's Teachings. Okay. And so this is something I've read before, but I really feel like it goes with this. And what it says is the Messiah is to come bringing many changes and happenings in people's lives and attitudes. The Messiah is present among the light workers who work diligently for the light, so that the intelligence of the light will manifest in all quarters. The Messiah is found in the eyes, ears, and words of a child who expresses joy, excitement, and purity. The Messiah is found in the boardrooms and meeting rooms where individuals strive for purity in action and reveal deceit to the masses. The Messiah is found in the smallest flower, the tallest tree, the mightiest river or ocean, or in the quiet of a moment of solitude when a truth is revealed. Do not look for the Messiah without, look within, for there you will find him. So, in other words, we are our own saviors. We save ourselves. So, as I said, ascension isn't an event, it is something that we're doing right now. Pretty cool, huh? So, there are things that happen when you start to consciously ascend, when you're saying to yourself, you know what, I want this, I want to expand, I want my resonance to rise, I want more love to move through me. So there are things that will happen, and you may think, oh my god, I might be doing this wrong. But you're not doing it wrong, because when you start to feel more love for yourself and feel more love for others, um you might feel start to feel confused because people might be like, say what, you know or you might feel lonely at times because the people around you don't understand that you're expanding and growing, you know so that's normal, because you're going to have some friends will not friend you anymore, or not be friends with you anymore. Some friends will just kind of like be on the side, and then other people will come in and you'll have deeper relationships with them, which is great because that will help you understand that flow of love better, right? Love, acceptance, and grace. All right. So as you ascend, you will feel drawn to authenticity, right, Penny? And you will experience synchronicities and trust divine timing. I know I've been questioned a lot because, like, I'll be standing like there waiting, and people are like, "What are you doing?" I don't know. I feel like something's gonna happen here, and yeah, things happen. So you may feel like a shift in the force or something like that, like thinking, "Oh my gosh, I feel this. What is this? I don't know what it is. It feels good though." And then something happens and it's exactly what you wanted. So crazy stuff happens once you just say, "Okay, let's work on this ascension thing. Let's see what can happen here." So you'll see those synchronicities happening and, you know, life is good, right? It is. So, um, ascension is also about self discovery, who you are in this lifetime, right? Okay, so gonna just go over here and block this person. Let's see. Ban. There we go. All right. So, um, so ascension is self discovery, it's self awareness, it resides within you. That awareness resides within you. Learning how to express love to yourself and others. So, what I've learned is by choosing myself and by just like following my heart and doing my own thing, I feel more settled, more grounded, more attentive, more patient. I feel like I flow better. Uh, it is it helps me be more present so I can be more strategic. It is just very helpful to me. So moving into the frequency of love dissolves the feeling of separation. A lot of people feel separate. They feel like they're lonely because their resonance is going up, and so things are shifting around them. And when things start to shift around them, that's they get people become hurt, they get hurt feelings and stuff because their life changes. It doesn't change immediately. It does change, and you will go through ups and downs. All right. So when you move with the frequency of love, what that does is it dissolves separation. Like I said, it helps to regulate the nervous system as you are fully present, mind, body, spirit, emotion. You trust your intuition and empathy. You're able to heal trauma because you're present and you can acknowledge it. You can see it and go, "Oh, okay, this is why this happened," and make decisions so that you don't experience that trauma again, right? So you can see the red flags and go, "Yeah, no, no, nope." So your perception expands. It expands beyond ego because you're moving from your heart, right? No ego in it. So you're transcending, you're evolving through love, unity, and purpose. Ascension moves us past the material into the individual, right? So we become um, less into material stuff. I don't know if I'll ever get over not having enough crystals because you can never have enough crystals. Sorry. It's like candy. I can't help it. So, it's easier to discern relationships rooted in trauma bonding. Um, so, trauma bonding doesn't, it happens over time. And anyone that has experienced trauma or trauma bonding, please go see a therapist, go see a counselor, go get help from that. Okay. It will help you so much, and you'll be able to release that trauma a lot easier than if you were probably doing it yourself. And I know I tell this to people. I tell this to clients. Hey, you need to see somebody because I'm psychic. Okay, I'm a psychic. I'm not a psychologist. I am not, and I tell people this all the time. I'm not a psychologist. I can hold space for you to work it out, but I might not have actual words or answers for you. All right. So I just want to say that. I know I've said it before, but it's easier to discern relationships rooted in trauma bonding. You choose solitude over false connection because a lot of times solitude is better than having relationships that don't really do anything for you or they hurt you. All right. So you experience unconditional love constantly for yourself and others. So, what does that mean? Unconditional love does not mean staying in harm's way. You're not a martyr. Do not act like a martyr. You don't have to martyr yourself. If somebody is hurting you, leave. Leave. There are a lot of places that you can go to that can help you. Leave. All right. You don't need to accept any type of abuse at all. Do not. That is not love. That's what I'm talking about, Penny. That's what I'm talking about. You cannot have enough crystals. Nah. Okay, so unconditional love is not attachment based love. It is not fear of loss, control, neediness, self abandonment, or drama. That's not unconditional love. That's something else. That's altogether. So we don't want that. So anyone that's trying to control you or or try to be mean to you or try to make you feel like furniture or make you feel like you have to look like a cupcake, whatever. You don't need that. That's not love. That's not authentic. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So unconditional love means speaking your truth through love and grace. You respect and allow others their path, giving guidance and support, holding space for them when asked. Unconditional love is quiet, calm, all right? It is the ability to hold space again for others, for yourself and others, to bring them back to center, presence, clarity, and love. So that in a nutshell, that is ascension. So anyone coming to you, especially these cults, they just crack me up. You have to do this. And I'm like, no, no, I don't. That's what I tell them. I don't have to do anything. Leave me alone. But if anybody comes up to you and tells you that you have to like do something, you have to be a martyr, you have to give up all your stuff or whatever, that is not ascension. That is not transcendence. That is not love. Tell them goodbye. Bye bye. Go away. Because you want to be able to expand and grow rather than be told what to do. Anybody who tries to tell me what to do, I'm always like, yeah, whatever. Get out of here. Right? Anybody from Chicago, you know how to say it. Get out of here. So that's what you tell them. go away, get out of here, do not bother me, I'm not interested. And hopefully, if more of us do that, there will be less cults and less people who are hurt by cults, right? Okay. So it's a journey. It's a journey that you can take on. It's a journey that you can move through. It's a journey that you choose. It's up to you to decide how you want to do it. There's no one certain way of doing it. And it is a constant thing. Whether you want to be like present with it or not is up to you. Okay. But I suggest, you know, looking up some ascended masters. Look up Lady Nada, look up Mother Mary. You can look up Saint Germain. He's fun. Saint Germain is great. He's awesome. He's fun. Look up Lord Melchizedek. He's awesome. He's rocking. You know, there's so many ascended masters that you can study and learn from. And remember to, like the ascended masters that are connected to Christianity, there's always some kind of martyrdom going on. All right. Just take the martyrdom out and look at the lifetime that they lived. They lived, many of them lived great lifetimes, and they came from a place of love. So um, they're really great examples for us. Buddha is a great example. You know, Buddha's story um, tells how he moved through like all these different stages of life to attain knowledge, you know, to be Buddha. And so if you look at that and see how they attained their ascension, you'll see that most of the time it was because they became aware, present, and they moved from their heart. All right. So that is ascension in a nutshell. I know we're on a lag. So does anybody have any questions about this? Because if you do have questions, put them in the comments. I'll answer them. And then if you have questions after the show, you can put them in the comments on YouTube, and you can put them on Facebook or on the blog. I'll see them and I'll answer them as best as I can for you. But I just wanted to clear up some ideas about ascension, because sometimes during crisis, like we in the United States right now, we are going through crisis. And I'm hearing the buzz again. I'm hearing that wave of ascension, and that, you know, somebody's going to come save us and blah, 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 all these stories. And I'm like, no, please look within. Look within your heart. And that's where you'll see that. You'll see it. You'll see your path. Okay. The more of us that become present and live in a place of love, the less crazy will happen. If we can spread that around, it'll be rocking. Right? Okay. All right. So I don't see any questions, but it's nice to visit with you. I'm so grateful for you. I am. Please stay safe, be present, and remember, keep your heart open and align with the energy of love. I'll see you next week. Bye.